Tara doesn't flinch.
Attention. Attention.
They are not ready for prime time.
Prime time.
Prime time.
Prime time. That's the name.
Prime time.
Prime time.
What time is it? Showtime, prime time.
It's XL Prime Time, featuring Joe C.,
I reduced my toilet paper down to 3 squares.
Matt Hayes,
Big asses and big thighs, yeah.
and Leon Searcy.
Bringing you love, peace, and soul.
Man. What a weekend, even without the principles of football on the gridiron. When I say principles, I mean the ones that you follow the most. The Jags, the Gators, the Knowles. None of them were in action. Your dogs, they were not in action over the weekend. But there was some craziness that went on the football field yesterday and into the night with the Pittsburgh Steelers dropping one to the Green Bay Packers. And then there was all that took place in the world of college football. Oh, my gosh. XL Primetime fired up and ready to go. Fellas, are you ready to attack this? Because there is a war on in the college football hiring business. Forget about the actual game. There is a war on. And I'm going to steal a phrase from Leon Searcy back in the day. I'm suited and booted, and I'm ready for it, man. I'm ready for it. I was off Thursday and Friday because I was trying to procure Lane Kiffin's leaving Oxford and heading straight to Gainesville.
You got to come up with more money.
I was trying. And then lo and behold, go Tigers. Fire Brian Kelly. And now they're on the hot trail to Hotty Toddy to see if they can go lasso Lane. I am not in a good mood as we start.
You got a little competition now. Ain't nothing wrong with a little competition. Y'all gonna have to ante it up though.
You have to pay more.
You have to pay more, bro. The lane train. You have to pay more for the lane train.
Unbelievable.
The college
fellas.
football world is on fire. It's on fire.
It is.
And it's only going to get worse because there's 11 openings now, but these openings will also lead to other openings when these coaches start to move. There's going to be so much transition this offseason.
Right.
Of coaches going to different programs, starting different programs. The transfer portal is going to be fuller than it ever has been. It's going to be a wild offseason. And we haven't even hit Florida State firing Mike Norvell because there are odds on that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And there's other jobs that are going to come open quickly as well that we're not even looking at.
All right, so as we set it up, welcome into a Mokama Beer Company Monday. Hope everybody had a good weekend. You didn't have to worry about the Jags dropping one yesterday. No L's on your record from this past Sunday. Hopefully you had fun watching all that ball outside of Duval, be it the red zone or whatever else you were checking in on. The Indianapolis Colts are scary. I don't think there's any way to get away from that. They are scary with Daniel Jones running the show up in Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor, MVP level game right now from him, and plenty of other storylines coming out of this weekend. As a matter of fact, when we start taking a look at some of the big storylines in the NFL, bro, this team needs to step back in to the conversation with a big win over the Las Vegas Raiders on Sunday. We got all week to get to it, but that is of huge importance.
Well, I mean, if they want to stay relevant, they absolutely have to. The teams that I watched yesterday play ball, like you say, you lead off with the Indianapolis Colts, man. Danny Dimes is no joke. That team is running the ball. He's taking care of the ball. He's completing the ball. His completion ratio is like at 75% a click. I mean, he's got weapons everywhere. The defense is solid. So the Texans bounce back. The Texans, they beat a good 49ers team at home, so they're playing well. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Titans are just awful. They got awful. But I'm just saying, everybody, they're awful. But I'm just saying the teams that you're legitimately going to have to compete against in this AFC are starting to rev up their engine, and it's starting to play well. So this Jaguar team has to come off of this bye.
Right.
It's got to put their foot in the right place.
Yeah. All right. So that is definitely going to be top of mind all week long. You guys are more than welcome to jump in on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures 641-1010. You, of course, can get in the YouTube chat. You college football fans, you have a lot to get into. We'd love to hear from you on a Mokama Beer Company Monday. So how did it unfold in your mind, Matt? We know that Billy Napier was bounced just a little over a week ago. They went into their bye week with the idea, hey, we start shopping for a head coach. We start making inquiries, this type of stuff. And then lo and behold, Brian Kelly just gets his butt whooped by Texas A&M.
That didn't help. That was a big problem. So we talked about this last week. Right now we're in this mode in college football of panic over perseverance. Mm-hmm. And I think there's a lot of uncertainty in the coaching world, in the athletic administration world, in university higher-ups, presidents,
right,
people who make the decisions. There's a lot of money involved right now, and there's a lot of money to be won and a lot of money to be lost if you're winning or if you're losing. So I think that's kind of the foundation of this thing. Last week when Brian Kelly began his press conference by apologizing to the fans and acknowledging that there were fans that think he's not getting it done,
right?
And then he said, and I recognize that, I knew right then it was done. Mm-hmm. Because first off, it's Brian Kelly we're talking about. Number two, he's a my way or the highway guy, and if you don't like the way I'm doing it, fire me. I don't care, but I win. He's one of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
For him to come out and publicly apologize and say, hey, we're not playing well, I'm not getting it done, that was only a matter of time. And then they go in that game at night in Tiger Stadium, which is everything to those LSU fans. Everything. To the fans, to the boosters, to the governor, everyone. It's Saturday night in Tiger Stadium's everything. And to get absolutely obliterated in the second half. They got outscored 35-7. It was 35-0 in the second half before they had their second and third team. Texas A&M had their second and third team defense in, and LSU got like by the way score. That meant
close
nothing.
Game at the half. They were in it all the way through the first
of course
minutes.
they were.
Yeah, in the first half they were winning, and then the second half they got outscored. I mean,
35-0.
Yeah. What about your brother Nussmeier, bro? It costed him money. It cost him that kid money.
He's been hurt.
He's not playing well.
He's been hurt all season. Their offensive line's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of heard it went down like this. Sunday, you got to fire your offensive coordinator. Fine. He was going to fire him anyway. You got to fire your offensive line coach. No, he wasn't going to do that. I'm the coach. Well, not for long. Mm-hmm. And that's how it ends.
And you can use that as maybe a convenient excuse to get him going in the direction that you wanted him to go all along, was we're going to get rid of you. But at the same time, Brian Kelly may have known they were going to get rid of him.
Of course. Let me tell you something.
Gator tail is too chewy for him. He wants the hell out of the bayou.
He did not just magically say, I recognize you guys think I'm not getting it done. He was told, my guess by Scott Woodward, his AD and the boss, or a big booster or the university president, hey, we got problems here. You're losing the fan base. You better do something to get him back. And then he did in that press conference, and then you go out on that Saturday and you play well for about a half, and then bang.
Mm-hmm. Well,
floodgates open.
This will come up later in the week, but I just felt like this was a guy that would leave Notre Dame and would be able to have at his disposal more recruits that he could bring in and a good coach. Mm-hmm. I thought he would do so much more at LSU than he did.
Well, you know what? I think he came across. He wasn't believable to me.
You mean you didn't believe in the Southern accent?
Yeah, the whole. I mean, listen. When he came out on that court, in that basketball court, and he tried to adapt. Just be yourself. Don't try to give this false facade about who you are, or whatever. Mm-hmm. Just be who you are. When he did that kind of stuff like that, I just I want to see where this train ends.
Yeah,
I did, because if that's your opening,
if
that's your opening act,
that was not a good opening act.
It really wasn't. No. It wasn't really.
Go Tigers.
Because you got to remember too. Now, Nick Saban came from Michigan State to the South. And, he was just who he was.
Exactly.
And he embraced the fandom and the Southern hospitality about it, and then he built a championship around it. So
I've never been.
I think the facade was just different. That was a little too much for me.
I've never been a guy who believes in you got to get a guy who knows the program or who's who understand. No, just get a good coach. Just get a good ball coach.
Let's leave that there, and we'll carry this conversation over, because
he was a good coach. Yeah, it just didn't work. But sometimes it just doesn't work.
Okay, but I want to read Jacob Hester, who we all know and have had on the show, and he is a diehard through and through Bayou Blue and Gold, or Purple and Gold. And so I just want to read what he had to say about how you do have to identify a guy that will do what they expect him to do. Because I thought Kelly was a most accomplished coach at Notre Dame ever, most accomplished coach at Cincinnati and all the other stops that he had, Grand Valley and all the other places, and could not fit in. He was the square peg in a round hole. And like I said, he thought Gator tail was just too chewy. Tastes like chicken. He didn't like it.
By the way, Taylor Doll has too big of a smile right now today. She's just elated that Brian Kelly got fired.
Yeah,
elated.
I'll just add to that. Her and Coach Campo. Okay,
right.
both.
Who was texting me at like midnight last night
exactly.
about Brian Kelly.
He's all fired up. All right, we'll hear from him later on this week. All right, Mocama Beer Company Monday. Beautiful tap room right there on South 8th Street, Fernandina Beach. You will love it. Head on in any day of the week and get delicious coffee, that delicious craft. They've got a full menu. They've got all sorts of great things for you to enjoy, including music, entertainment throughout the course of their week. Make sure you check out Mocama.com where you can pick up some delicious Mocama or head up to the Dina.
XL Primetime, driven by Big Number 1 Duval Ford, the number one place to buy your next vehicle.
And he's not moving. That was a heck of a hit.
Good health is an important part of a successful program.
A guy who was number 5 on our depth chart is now our starting wideout.
Listen for the personal injury attorneys Farah and Farah Injury Update. Jacksonville on 1010XL.
Big Number 1 Duval Ford is trusted by Duval families, Duval businesses, and law enforcement across Florida. We're Jacksonville's largest Ford dealer by new Ford sales with the biggest service facility to keep everything in your driveway and in your fleet on the road. Shop Big Number 1 Duval Ford on Cassett Avenue for our low prices and nationally recognized service-first experience. Big Number 1 Duval Ford, proudly serving North Florida since 1916.
Sawgrass Asset Management loves this time of year when two decorated teams meet in the world of college football. Every year, we relive the rivalry with great moments from both sides of the big game thanks to Sawgrass Asset Management, specializing in high-quality growth stock and fixed income portfolios for institutional and high-net-worth investors. A Jacksonville company proud to be involved in the community. That's Sawgrass Asset Management. Log on to saw-grass.com to find out more.
1010XL is the home of Gator Nation and the Gator Bites podcast presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. I'm Hacker, and we keep you connected with the University of Florida all year long. Get Gator Bites where you find podcasts.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When pests invade your home or business, you don't just need them out, you need them out fast. And you need to keep them out. At Terminix, they'll show up for you and eliminate pests quicker, just like they did at my house, because they care about what matters most to you. When pests show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a pest problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com. That's right, Terminix it.
Jacksonville, it's football season, and Duck Duck Rooter is proud to be on your home team. As a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, we tackle plumbing, septic, and air conditioning problems with championship-level service. Call 904-862-6769 or visit duckduckrooter.com.
Ticket here for Action Garage Door. Nothing more frustrating than your garage door misfiring. When it does, I call Action Garage Door. They take action. Jeff and Art and crew, Jacksonville folks, not some big out-of-town chain. Something goes wrong with your garage door, take action. Check them out. Garage Door 911, garagedoor911.com.
Winter and spring registration is already cranking up at I-9 Sports, and if you have kids ages 3 to 17, I-9 Sports is inviting you to get them on the field or in the gym with great sports like girls flag football. Plenty of places to play like Oakley, Fleming Island, UNF, Fletcher, and Creekside. Log on to i9sports.com and see all the sports they have to offer across the First Coast. In Duval, Clay, and St. John's. Enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount. Registration open right now for winter and spring sports at i9sports.com.
Hey, Dan, that spaceship-wide lunch meeting at noon, please say it's not more astronaut ice cream and powdered orange drink.
Negatory. Ground Control hooked us up with EasyCater, so now we can order from a galaxy of restaurants with tools to stay on budget and meet our dietary needs.
Thank heavens. My dairy tolerance and anti-gravity is not great.
And with EasyCater, it's all on one simple platform, so we can focus on space stuff, like that asteroid. So how about tacos? Hold the cheese.
EasyCater, a stellar way to order food for work. Order now at easycater.com.
Congrats to former Florida Special Teams ace Brandon James and safety Todd Johnson's induction into the Florida Georgia Hall of Fame. Friday, October 31st, presented by Miller Electric. To attend, go to flgajax.com/Hall of Fame.
Best Bet is number one. That's right, Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine have one card poker, the fastest and easiest card game to learn and play. Play one card at a time, and the highest card wins even money. If the card values are the same, it's time for war, just like the game you remember. You must be 18 years or older to play. Learn all the games at bestbetjax.com. That's bestbetjax.com.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
1010XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch. Mondays on XL Prime Time, brought to you by Mokama. Check out their great craft in the tap room in Fernandina Beach.
You can always tell when RJ is in with us because we kind of get into the jazz lounge. Did you hear that? Just kind of a little chill.
A little soulful. Good job, RJ.
Yeah, which is good. JJ has the day off. RJ, he gets to spend what he wants, right?
Absolutely.
That's his record collection he brought in, right? Look at it. Look at it. All right, XL Primetime, hanging out with you. Beautiful Monday, at least as long as the rain stays away. Rained a bunch yesterday. Didn't expect that, but hopefully the weather the rain bringing maybe a little cooler weather in. Florida, Georgia, Florida week. We've got the cocktail party at the end of the week. We got big plans for you right here on XL Primetime. We'll be telling you about as we get it going with a Relive the Rivalry promotion that we like to do each year with our friends from Sawgrass Asset Management. A chance for you to get hooked up with some prizage on both sides of the ball, be it the Florida side, the Georgia side, and ducats to the game. So we'll be telling you about that as we go along. But right now, RJ, let's hit at that just real quick because we need to keep the Jaguars kind of top of mind as we get off of the bye week and back to business.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC.
This may not make some of you happy. It may make others crazy. But Brian Thomas Jr., he was coming into this year as the best. He was coming into this year as the best player on this football team. You could argue that out of a rookie campaign that yielded as much as it did. Bottom line is he's not had the start to the season you were hoping for 7 games into this 2025 campaign, not looking nearly like the guy was a year ago. Anyway, the question was asked to head coach Liam Cohen. We'll probably have some sound on this a little bit later on about whether or not they had any plans to trade Brian Thomas Jr. Liam Cohen says, we have no plans on moving BTJ at all. Your thoughts? Not a shocking comment from Liam at all.
No, I mean, what do you expect him to say? He's not going to say.
Right. Even if they did.
Even if they did. You're not going to let it out to the public. But listen, welcome to the NFL, partner. When you're underwhelming, I don't care what round you're in, if they can find value for you and move you and get some pieces and parts, do it. But the way he's been playing, you can't get a first for him or a second if you wanted to move him. Because he hasn't been that productive.
Yeah, and he at least
I don't know, man. I think they still can
get a first.
Yeah, I think they
maybe
still
a second. Maybe a second.
I think they can still get a first.
Yeah.
Wow. He proved it in the league his first year. The argument could easily be, I don't get along with this staff.
Mm-hmm.
I think they can still get a first.
Well, he gets the
blame game. Okay.
Well, yeah, because that's what his agent will do.
Of course. That's what he's paid to do.
He is on a rookie contract, so it's not like he's a high-dollar guy that has all of a sudden lost his mojo. 27 catches, less than 370 yards, a lone touchdown this season, and we all know the drops have really started to pile up, especially when we go back to a couple of critical moments against Seattle. You can go back to, of course, the other games that we've been talking about. He did have drops against LA. It just wasn't the reason they lost. There was a lot of other reasons that they lost that ball game.
Countless.
But
it's a small part of that.
Yeah, anyway, that's where we are. And I've been saying it a bunch, but you came into the season with huge excitement for that guy to build off a great rookie campaign. You came in with huge hope that Trevor was about to be unlocked courtesy of Liam. Yeah. You came in with, hey, this guy's going to be different because he's lost weight. He's back at his own playing weight with Josh Hines-Allen. You came into this season with, hey, Tyson Campbell's had his best training camp ever, and you were going to get results. All those things, none of that stuff has happened.
Yeah, but listen, I haven't written the kid off. Absolutely. I think that after this bye week, he can, it could be a self-revelation. And come back and after the bye week. I see it done. Mm-hmm. Jimmy Smith. Now, I'm not saying that going to be Jimmy Smith, but I'm saying I saw Jimmy Smith.
Do you want to make this a locker room? Can you make
this? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Make this
RJ, do you have the Leon's?
Lemon pepper.
Yeah, hit it right now.
Now, the Lemon Pepper Locker Room with Leon Searcy. Served up by Wingstop.
Thank you, RJ. Appreciate it. Now, let's go into the locker room, 1996, all right? Jimmy, all these guys, they became these guys right before my eyes. I saw the Jimmy Smiths emerge in 96, who had been a year off of football, comes back into the league, goes to Jacksonville, and after a bye, just explodes. That's when we went on our line. So that's why I say I'm not going to give up on the kid because I've seen it happen before. Now, am I saying he's going to be a Jimmy Smith? Absolutely not. But what I'm saying is there's the potential to go out there and reassert yourself and be the player that we thought you were going to be coming into this season. Then you've been a lot underwhelming comparable to what you did last year. So I'm still going to ride out with the kid. He's got 10 games to go to prove himself. So let's see what happens.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
And we all know that you can a switch can come on, whatever cliche or phrase you want to use. Then all of a sudden the light comes on and boom, you're right back where you were. It looked like that was starting to happen just a little bit coming out of the coming out of the Cincinnati game. The next game they played Houston, it looked like he was going to make that, turn that corner.
You know what, though? He almost dropped that slant. He almost dropped that, bro.
Yes, I agree.
He was bobbling it.
I agree. And then he turned it upfield.
Yeah, that won the game, no doubt. No doubt.
And so you're thinking to yourself, okay, that was kind of what I was.
I got news for you. He almost dropped against the Chiefs, too, the other deep throw.
Right.
He was bobbling that, too.
Yes, but after all, he's gone back. In the wrong direction. Even though he did make those catches, he has gone back.
I think we're 7 games into this season now. He's still doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I get. I think we all would like to think it's fixable. I don't know that it is.
Yeah.
Well, he's the problem. He's got to get out of his own head. Whatever it is, he's got to get it out of his own head. Because we saw how dynamic he was last year. He wasn't fumbling those balls last year. He wasn't dropping those same passes last year. No. For whatever reason, he needs to get out of his own way.
Is it the hit? Yeah. Is it the hit in the preseason?
It might be, bro.
The hit in preseason against the Steelers.
There's no doubt in my mind.
It's got to be that, right?
And he might be having night terrors. Because I'm being laughing. I'm being honest with you. He could be having those.
Okay, so I feel like it was in large part that
I wasn't laughing. I was kind of like afraid for him,
Yeah, that one hit shook him. He was shook. Yeah. But I expected, you're in wars and car crashes all the time as a football player, and your body does not get a break. And so I would have thought, okay, it shook him, but go out there, get back in it, and then all of a sudden you get over it. There still seems to be something else that's attached.
Bro, as a lineman, you can never afford to be afraid.
Yeah.
Because you got 3 to 4 second battles each and every day.
Yeah.
Each and every play.
Right.
So if a guy beats you or whatever, you got to get over it.
And he'll embarrass you if he knows it.
And they talk junk, they smack. That's why I hate D linemen to this day. But they'll talk smack and everything they do to get into your head. Yeah. And if you show any signs of weakness, that's when they got you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is kind of scary when you're at that moment and you realize, like over the weekend, and I know you guys watched a lot of ball, and anybody else out there, you probably can think of 1 or 2 catches. There were some spectacular catches made over the weekend in the college game and in the NFL game. And that's what you want to see from the BTJ that you have wearing the teal and black, because he was capable of he did make those types of plays.
That's what he needs to do. He needs to go get some film, LSU film, and just watch it. Mm-hmm. Watch himself. Mm-hmm. They got clips now. They can get clips. You call one. Well, we fired Brian Kelly, so you got whoever's going to be wide receiver coach. Yeah, you need to call and say, hey man, send me my clips of when I played at LSU, so I can just watch myself. Yeah, and that helps the psyche, bro.
Oh, I agree. Yeah. And it might be something that he does. And even last year with some of the catches that he made, because these guys. The plays that are being made in the National Football League, we're talking about acrobatic wizards, athletic specimens when it comes to the receivers that are able to just contort their body and move it in every possible direction to make catches and win every single time they go up for a football. Now, you mentioned LSU. Let's get back to Brian Kelly. And we just mentioned the hit that Brian Thomas Jr. had in the preseason, that he might have gotten shook from that. Well, was this the moment for Brian Kelly when everyone really started to zero in? They already knew he was a horse's behind, but when he went after that reporter who asked about the run, this was so telling about Brian Kelly.
What are you seeing with your offense?
Stop. Really? Is that the first question? We won the game 20-10. Try another question. What do you want me to tell you? I just laid it out for you. We played the game to win the game. We played the game to win the game.
All right. How about third down then? What is going on with third down?
It's one game. Last game, we were great on third down. What do you want? You want us to win 70-0 against Florida to keep you happy?
No, I think people want to know why you can't run the ball, quite honestly.
We can run the ball. Did you see the last play of the game? That's all you need. You just need one.
So that's where
there's some ridiculous questions.
That is where Brian Kelly started to melt.
So to be fair to Brian Kelly, he's friends with that guy.
Mm-hmm.
They go back and forth all the time.
Yeah.
But he still took it way too far.
Yeah.
Way too far in that instance. Yeah, and that's you can't argue with the media. It's a bad look.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bad look any way you look at it.
Well, his bad look is he's arguing with the media. He's arguing with coaches on the sidelines. He's yelling at players. And this is, of course, this adds up against him. It's that laundry list of stuff that you could say about Brian Kelly.
Yeah, because here's the thing. When you win games, coaches they're more critical of you when you win games. So why could he's got to take that same criticism? I mean, why can't you go convert on third down? Why aren't you running the ball better? Mm-hmm. Because I guarantee you in that film room with the coordinators are telling the players, hey, you won the game, but you left points out there.
Of course he was. He knows what their problem was. He knew it that day, too, that very day. Mm-hmm. So he also knew he was going to go into that press conference and they were going to say, hey, what's going on with the offense?
Right.
And I'm sure what it is they won the game. They were relieved that they won the game. Mm-hmm. You get 5 turnovers and you almost lost the game. So I think it's a lot along the lines of they're relieved they won the game. He can't believe what the hell is going on with the offense, doesn't know why. Right. He probably at that point in his head is thinking, I made the wrong move hiring this offensive coordinator. This is not working. I'm sure there was a lot of stuff going through his head, and then he just threw up. And I'm not making an excuse for him. I'm just telling you that's what goes on through these coaches' heads. I mean, they are asked, 10 minutes, 15 minutes after the game to go talk to the media. That's why some of them wait. Dabo will wait sometimes more than an hour.
He might want to wait till next year.
Right, till next year. Right, right. But I mean, some of them they can't control themselves. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying Dabo can't control himself. No. I'm just saying that there are some coaches that wait a little extra longer. Just to breathe a little bit.
Just in the case of Brian Kelly, he's lost his mind multiple times.
Yes, of course.
And this is not.
He's hot-headed, to say the least.
Right, exactly. Not just talking to the media. This is yelling at, like we
players,
said,
coaches, fans,
and not endearing the players from the past.
Yeah, I was watching a podcast with some of the former players, the players at LSU that won championships.
Right.
He doesn't embrace them coming back and talking to the current players. Now, how do you not do that?
Yeah, I don't know.
You got former players who won national championship, understand the culture in the locker room, the commitment to it, and you don't want them around your team? Mm-hmm. That makes no sense.
Yeah, I mean, I can the whole big thing this weekend is Tommy Moffitt, the legendary LSU strength coach, who'd been there through many coaches. And Brian Kelly got in there and fired him.
Eddie O had him winning natties.
And fired him and hired his own strength guy. I can understand that because the strength coach is really basically the coach for 9 months out of the season. He's got those guys. Mm-hmm. So you want your own guy.
He's the one who constantly pushes them to reach another level.
Yes, you want your own guy in that spot. I can understand that. I get it. It wasn't the politically correct move.
It's a bad
move. But he wanted his own guy. What Leon is saying is a little different. If former players are saying, we're asking to come to games and he doesn't want us around, that's a little
okay.
different.
But here's the other half of this, Leon, is that if you had a guy, you may want your own, but if you had a guy that put players on the football field that were ready to, and we always use these war terms, ready for battle, okay, because they were as big and fast and strong as the guys they were facing. Texas A&M, I don't think I ever would have imagined Texas A&M whooping LSU on the field back-to-back years like they did, and it's because of their strength.
Yeah,
in large part.
Who happens to be Tommy Moffitt.
Yeah.
He's been beating the brakes off in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Especially on Saturday.
And there ain't nothing worse than knowing that your guys are just getting their arses kicked because you don't have them in a strength and conditioning program that's good enough.
Also, I probably didn't help Brian Kelly that Marcel Reed, the Texas A&M quarterback, after the game was just going off on Tommy Moffitt and saying that Tommy Moffitt brought a tackling dummy into practice with Brian Kelly's face on it, and they were all killing it.
It's just classic.
I mean, if you're the governor of Louisiana who clearly runs that show, and you're listening to that, Yeah, that's not
All
good.
right, we need to bring that up, too, as well, because the governor got involved in this one. So we'll do that coming up. It is XL Prime Time. You guys are more than welcome. Jump in the YouTube chat. We'd love to hear from you. You can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures at 641-1010. We're talking about Brian Kelly being bounced out of LSU. Now, let's get it to the Lane Kiffin discussion. Is it going to be a bidding war? Is it going to be a race to the finish line to see who lands Lane first?
XL Prime Time from the big #1 Duval Ford Studios.
When all you have is a hammer, everything is a nail. I'm Dr. George Bari, and like me, I know you have been bombarded with PRP and stem cell treatments from companies that promise the world and charge prices to match. Or the surgeon that convinced you the only way to treat your injuries through surgery. At Bari Orthopedics, we offer the best PRP treatment on the market with prices that won't cost you an arm and a leg. We also have the expertise to treat your injury surgically, if that is what it entails. We can discuss all surgical and non-surgical options with you and make sure you get the best treatment available. Come see me, Dr. George Bari at Bari Orthopedics.
What if you could pull up to $500,000 in cash out of your home and drop your mortgage rate to 4.99% APR? Hey, Prosser here, and right now at Loan Pronto, they've got the lowest rates in 3 years. With Loan Pronto's rapid equity loan, you can get your cash in as little as 3 days, pay off all those high-interest credit cards, and even skip your next 2 house payments. One client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. Paid off their debt, paid off 2 car loans, saved $2,100 a month. One call, life change. There's no wait, no hard credit pull. You probably won't need an appraisal. Just fast, easy cash from your home's equity. Rates at a 3-year low. Act now. Call 914-999-1508 or visit loanpronto.com for your free instant home appraisal. See how much cash you can get today. Call 914-999-1508. See how much cash you can get today. You can also visit loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. On approved credit, visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Hey, Matt Hayes, basketball season is here, and now you can mix and match football and basketball and win big with Prize Picks, where being right can get you paid on America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. All you do is pick more or less on at least 2 player stat projections and watch your winnings roll in. Jordan Love, more or less than 241 passing yards. Paulo Banchero, more or less than 22 points. It's just that simple, everybody. Here's the best part. Prize Picks offers an insurance reboot. If one of your players leaves the game in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks won't count it as a loss. Prize Picks is the only app that offers stacks, where you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. And with Flex Play, you can double your money, even if one of your picks doesn't hit. And all Prize Picks withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Download the Prize Picks app today, use promo code 1010XL, and get $50 in lineups instantly when you play $5 in lineups. That's code 1010XL to get $50 instantly in lineups when you play 5. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
When the unexpected happens, you shouldn't have to face it alone. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, we're here to fight for you. Whether it's an auto accident or a slip and fall, our Jacksonville team takes care of every detail, from investigating the incident to securing multi-million-dollar verdicts, so you can focus on getting better. And remember, you don't pay a dime unless we win your case. Our commitment is 24/7, bringing you the real support from real people who really care. Campione Law, your dedicated partners in justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law. Post-game Monday on 1010XL is served up by Dandy Foods, making quality fresh sandwiches since 1956.
Northeast Florida Auto, Power Sports, and RV dealers. Tom McMahon is here for Dealer Connect. The nation's #1 AI conference for dealers is coming to Jacksonville October 29th and 30th at the Marriott Sawgrass in Ponte Vedra Beach. It's 2 days of tackling the future of AI in automotive with some of the industry's biggest names. Keynote speaker, Hall of Famer Joe Theismann will autograph items to benefit the Tom Coughlin J Fund. Get tickets now at DealerConnect2025.com. That's DealerConnect2025.com.
It's time for the Plumbing 411 from Superior Plumbing and Pipeline. Clogged drains happen when grease, soap, hair, and debris build up over time. Even tree roots can invade your pipes. All this leads to the annoying water pooling in your sink or tub. Superior Plumbing and Pipeline has the tools and know-how to clear stubborn clogs and keep them from coming back. Don't ignore a slow drain. It could lead to bigger problems. Make the superior choice when your drains are clogged and learn more at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Mondays on XL Prime Time, brought to you by Mokama. Check out their great craft in the tap room in Fernandina Beach.
All right, it is a Mokama Beer Company Monday. XL Primetime, Big Search, the Hurricane Hall of Famer. Matty Hayes, check out his stuff at USA Today Sports. Joe C. and RJ in with us today. JJ's got the day off. He will be back mañana. We've been talking a little bit about your Jags, and definitely those on the YouTube chat jumping in on Brian Thomas Jr., and then also talking about the firing that came down yesterday, LSU bouncing their head coach, Brian Kelly. That 2021, was that the year that these guys got hired? 2021? 2022. 2022. They made it 4 years, and Brian Kelly's out. Billy Napier's out.
Kelly made it 1 week later than Napier.
Lincoln
Riley.
That
was the discussion between me and Hack. Remember that?
Exactly. Lincoln Riley may be the next as far as that 2022 hiring cycle. It's just nuts. All right. Anyway, real quick, jump in on this Big Search because this is something that the YouTubers are chatting about just as far as Brian Thomas Jr. And then we'll get back to what we've been talking about with Brian Kelly. But the conversation is this: why would BTJ deny Jimmy Smith offering to help? That's the question. This generation of players, so weird. Cersei reached out to Cam Robinson, and he declined too. I don't understand why you would turn down help.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. I don't know. Listen, when I talked to, about 2 weeks ago, I told you that I ran into the Pouncey twins, right?
Yeah.
And the one, Marquise, the one that played with the Steelers, he said that when he got drafted in the first round of the Steelers, first person he called was Damani Dawson. All right.
That
He
makes
laid down
sense.
it makes sense because he wanted Damani to lay down the foundation of what he needed to be doing every day, the effectiveness of it, and any advice that he had. He said he treasures that to this day, is that he reached out to a legend to do it. So I don't understand. If I had to listen, when I came into the league, I had a guy named Tunch Ilkin who was starting in front of me, and he mentored me. The player that I am today had a lot to do with, he taught me how to be a professional. He asked me when I came into the locker room, he said, listen, are you in this for the short term and the long term?
Right.
I said, I'm in for the long term. He said, so guess what? I'll see you at 6 in the morning. 6 in the morning, we watched film, we worked out, we ate, we watched some more film, we worked out, and then when I practiced, I went to his gym and worked on my hand and feet, at his boxing gym. So I mean, if you care anything about your craft, you'll put forth the effort towards it, and if that means reaching out to somebody that can help you, then you should do it.
So then the question then becomes is why wouldn't Brian Thomas reach out to Jimmy Smith?
I have no idea.
Well, yeah, that would
really
be the first step if the player did it to the legend.
Or maybe even Jimmy could reach out to him.
Well, I was going to say that has already happened.
Yeah.
That has happened.
Oh, it has happened.
Yeah. So the legends reached out. You reached out when you go back in time to more than one guy, Juwan Taylor.
He did pretty good for himself, the money wise.
he did do that. But anyway,
he probably didn't need your help.
Yeah, he probably didn't.
It is a little bit of a mystery because guys that were great, I would want to borrow greatness from them if I could.
And the players now have to understand that we have a connection to the team, and we want the team to exceed because we played for them. So we're not going to give you ill-guided advice. We're going to give you some advice that's going to help elevate the team and help you and help us win some ball games.
Also, what's the hurt in it?
Right. What's the hurt?
There's just, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Just at least hear somebody has Hall of Fame credentials. Why wouldn't you at least listen to him and say, hey, here's what I did when I was in this funk back in 19 whatever.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
Why wouldn't you just do that?
I don't know, bro.
Yeah, because it does nothing but I would think add to your arsenal of what you're capable of doing. If you like, you don't think Jimmy Smith couldn't give you just a little bit, drop some knowledge on you?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, he could.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and so
I mean, for that matter, why wouldn't Bo ask Jimmy Smith, Jimmy, come in and talk to him?
Yeah, know? I don't know, and that. I don't know what.
Maybe Liam doesn't want that, but I mean, why wouldn't they at least do everything they can to get him out of this funk?
Well, here's the thing. I mean, he's not at the facility all day. At his free time, he could pick up the phone and call him.
No, I know he can. I get all of that. But if that ego is preventing you from doing that, why wouldn't the franchise then be a facilitator?
Well, I got
not force him to, but just say, hey, Jimmy Smith's interested in talking to you. Why don't you talk to him?
Yeah, I just got to believe that they want their own coaches to coach him as opposed to...
No, of course. But it's not even coaching.
Yeah.
Jimmy's not going to coach him. Jimmy's just going to talk to him, right? And just say, hey, this is what happened when I had.
That's what I see on film. Because trust me, when Jimmy's watching the games and he sees them trying to make excuses for him dropping passes when Jimmy's probably run that route 1,000 times.
Yeah, and he's been very active on social media as far as that goes.
Well, do you think it's more like this? Also, kind of to Matt's point about the ego, but do you think today's player is looking for information? Like you think about Victor Wembanyama over the summer, like he was going to guys like Hakeem and Kevin Garnett and learning from everyone in which he could to try to soak up the information about, okay, how did you get good? How should I protect my body? How should I do A, B, and C? It doesn't feel like the young player is saying, I want to gather information from players of the past in order for me to get better.
Well, yeah. First of all, they have a fond disrespect for players of the past, and the reason I just believe that. I believe that they figure that where they are now is because of what they did, and it's not what the players that laid the path for them. So let me get that out there. But a lot of these players are me players. I figure it out. I got this far. I can do it on my own. I don't need no help. I want no old head telling me what to do. This is a different era.
Because you know why?
He can't relate to what we're going through right now. I'm telling you, that's why. Most of the time, the older cats don't say nothing because that's kind of the backlash we get from the younger cats.
Yeah,
you don't know, you ain't playing this era. You don't understand what I've got. So I just say, hey, listen, do your best.
Honestly, you know what it is?
It's crazy.
It's this right here. It's this flipping phone.
Yeah, social.
We become such an insular society. These guys don't want to reach out to others. They just think, oh, the answer's right here on this stupid black phone.
Well, it's funny, but they will work with other guys on other teams that are contemporaries. The George Kittles, like yesterday was National Tight End Day. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not saying all players.
So
I'm saying
they get
that's
together.
the problem with some players.
Right. Yeah. But social media is.
I think a lot of the players now that play now, they like to associate themselves with more guys that are current. Yeah. You know, I'm an ancient relic compared to I am. I'm fine with that. Who got 3 rings? But but I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying is. They like to be familiar with the players that they grew up watching. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why, and that's understandable.
Let me tell you something. I had a field day with National Tight End Day yesterday on Hard Rock Bet. It was just the whole idea that they created the National Tight End Day, and then the quarterbacks feel the need to make sure their tight ends get some action and get in the end zone. It's crazy. George Kittle and company, they were all able to do it yesterday. All right, it's XL Primetime. We mentioned that we're going to get back to the whole Lane Kiffin talk. It's now a bidding war. We'll do that coming up on a Mokama Beer Company Monday.
XL Primetime is driven by Duval Ford. Connect with 1010XL.
On the line, with your friends. Now everyone's exchanging ideas.
Find 1010XL on your social channels.
Jacksonville is my hometown, and nobody knows roofing like me. I'm Ronnie, the owner of Brandon Roofing. We handle everything from repairs to full roof replacements, start to finish. We give honest quotes, use quality materials, and clean up like we were never there. We all look at Google reviews, so go ahead and check out ours. We're proud of all our 5-star ratings. I would say we treat you like family, but some people don't like theirs. Go to BrandonRoofing.com today to schedule your free roof quote.
License number CCC 1328006.
Hey, Duval, here's your chance to be face-to-face with the Jags as they take the field on game day. Jump in the shadows and experience the Jaguars like never before. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows for your chance to be part of the action. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C., 18 and older. Entry periods for the sweepstakes are from 8/4/25 to 12/21/25. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank. N.A. member FDIC.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On October 27, 1991, the Minnesota Twins beat the Atlanta Braves in Game 7 of the World Series in a 10-inning classic.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Hey Jacksonville, Lauren Brooks here for Big Chief Tire. If you need new tires, Big Chief has affordable options to fit every budget and every vehicle. Their team of experts will help you find the right tires and make sure they're installed quickly so you can get back on the road. But don't wait. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule your appointment and explore their great tire deals. Big Chief Tire keeps Jax rolling.
Plan ahead this year and order your home holiday decorating from Kuhn Flowers. They'll take care of all of your Christmas tree setup, lighting, and decorating hassles too. This is High Flying Jacko. Call on Kuhn Flowers. They'll do it all this fall.
1010XL is your home for Florida Gators football. Protected by the law firm of Farah and Farah, Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville, and Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. Follow every Gators game on 1010XL.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. Call 904-722-1111.
Instant Keys saves the day if you've lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call Instant Keys, 722-1111.
Celebrating 30 years in Jax Beach. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn is your go-to for cash on the spot. They buy gold. Huge sale on firearms all month. Save during Florida's Second Amendment sales tax holiday with no sales tax on firearms. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
Reclaim a pain-free life with Rebound Rehab. If you've been injured or simply feeling the effects of an active life, you can rely on Rebound Rehabilitation to get you back in the game. Sitting on the sidelines isn't any fun. Trust Rebound Rehab's team of trained physical therapists to get you back up to speed and feeling full again. Now more convenient than ever. 11 locations to serve you, including new offices in Riverside across from St. Vincent's, Point Meadows, and Middleburg. Just log on to reboundrehab.com to see all they've got to offer.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Mondays on XL Prime Time, brought to you by Mokama. Check out their great craft in the tap room in Fernandina Beach.
Enjoy some Mokama, especially if you're heading up there. You can get up into Dina, enjoy that beautiful tap room, or shop for them. Target, Publix, ABC, Total, wherever you might be picking up some great craft. We've been talking a lot about the LSU side of things in the college football world with Brian Kelly being bounced out of the Bayou, and then their target, Lane Kiffin. So real quick, just an aside, all right? So Big Vic, okay, he's already on a tightrope of emotion, okay? My neighbor's diehard Baton Rouge man.
Is that anything like a glass case of emotion?
Yeah, well, tightrope of emotion, glass case, they're all the same. Except for you don't want to fall off the tightrope into a glass case.
Or get your dog kicked into the river prior.
Yeah. Well, I just know this. He had a glass case of bourbon that he needed to open, and we had to do the bourbon mouthwash at the end of the evening because, like, consecutive Saturdays, your team had fallen, even though Florida had beaten Mississippi State. They had fallen. You knew they were going to get rid of their coach. Anyway, he's so fragile right now as a Bayou Bengal, and he knows how bad a job Brian Kelly's done, but what's going to happen? Are they going to go get the guy? And so then I'm sitting next to him. I'm like, let me tell you something, Big Vic. If you fire Brian Kelly and then all of a sudden you turn and set your sights on Lane Kiffin, I am not going to be a happy Gator. As a matter of fact, I went out and shopped for these boots that I'm going to send to Lane Kiffin. Okay, let me just show them to you fellas, and then I'll put it out on social. Okay, I went and made sure that I got something nice that I think Lane would like. Okay, look at these. Okay, look at these kicks. You see those? Okay, see those?
Those are jazzy, bro.
Yeah. You see them?
That's what we're doing now? We sending gifts.
Well, listen,
to
I'm willing to invest $159 in these Gator Cowboy boots and ship them to Lane Kiffin if we can get him down to Hogtown, as opposed to now LSU is going to be coming after him. In your mind, what is Scott Strickland? I know you've been in his mind recently. He doesn't like it, but in the mind of Scott Strickland, Matt, what is he thinking about doing right now to counter now another big brand thinking about lassoing Lane Kiffin?
I don't know there's anything
that's
he can
his
do.
number one target.
Right, and that's a couple things. I don't know if it's his number one target. It could be Jeff Brom. It could be Eli Drinkwitz. It could be anyone. It could be Jed Fish, for all we know. So I don't know that that's his or others
it better be one of his big targets.
Or others who will also be involved in making the hire. Yeah. I don't know if that's their number one guy. I mean, all you can do is hope that he sees the value in what you have, in your facilities and your financial support, and your athletic administration support, in your geographic footprint to recruit. To me, and I've been saying this now for a while, the money's all the same. You've heard me say this over and over. The money is all the same. Okay. Ole Miss's NIL money commitment is not going to be any less than Florida's. It might be $1 million less. It doesn't matter, okay? It's not any less or more than LSU's.
A dumb question. Is it endless?
And they're, well, yeah. At this point, I think we've seen it's endless. The whole idea that it's not sustainable is a joke. So the money that he's going to get paid to coach the team, also similar. The money that he'll be able to use for salaries for assistants, also will be similar. The only difference for Kiffin right now is, where do I want to be as a man, okay?
Right.
And number two, if coaching and winning is my number one priority, what's the easiest place for me to win at?
Yeah.
And the easiest spot of those three is Florida, and only because it's the state of Florida where you can sit there and cherry pick the best players in the state.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying forever. There's more available talent, and there still is more fan passion on a regular basis, because you can't name a championship that Ole Miss has won of late, okay? They don't have banners. They don't have trophies. And with apologies to Hotty Toddy, they just don't have all of it compared to maybe some of the other big brands in the Southeastern Conference, which includes LSU, not just Florida.
But here's the thing: if you're Lane Kiffin's agent, you got to show some uncertainty when the season's over with, just for the money factor, because he's gonna get paid. And I was asking you, if y'all go into a bidding war with LSU, are you willing to pay the $13, $14, $15 million a year? You said yes.
Yeah.
Didn't even blink.
I'll up my ante. Right now I'm at $9.99. I'll double it, okay, to make sure that we get him and that he does not go to the Bayou. And it's going to take that. It's going to take the big bucks.
So let me ask you, Matt. So if you Ole Miss, won't you just pay him at the end of the season?
Well, but I don't think it matters, because Florida's going to match anything or probably go higher than whatever they do. It doesn't matter. I think it's going to end up being like, what does Lane believe is his easiest path, not only to winning, but his most comfortable path as far as like living. Like, he's a different guy than what he was 3 years ago. He's not the same guy, and I think that's going to play a role in it. I also think he turns his roster over every single year at Ole Miss, because you can't recruit there. It's a small state. It's a good state for high school players, but it's not
less talent per
It's
capita.
not even close to what Florida has or what he could get at Florida. So it's a job to turn your roster over every single year is a lot of work, and it's a lot of stress, and it's taking up, my guess would be 60-70% of his oxygen as a coach.
Okay.
So then you decide then, okay, let's go to Florida and let's do it organically. Let's build through high school recruiting, which is what Georgia does, Ohio State does.
Right.
The elite teams that are in the playoff every single year, that's what they do.
And you can still use the portal.
And you can still supplement with the portal. Yes, you don't have to think, all right, I got to get 25 players out of here. You can think, all right, I need 5.
You might be killing the notion that he's not this diehard recruiter because he's working.
No. He's a killer recruiter.
Yeah.
But he can do in high school, where you can literally get to the point where you're on a track that never ends. Here, let me just say this to you, okay? Did you ever think we would get to the point where I would tell you the coach at Florida State can't recruit high schools?
No.
Never.
No.
So you want to know why Mike Norvell is failing at Florida State? Because it's all about the portal with him. He's not recruiting the high schools well enough. He has a decent class going this year, which is going to get blown all to pieces, obviously.
Yeah.
But that's the problem at Florida State. He hasn't been able to recruit the state.
What if Lane is not obsessed with winning? Maybe he's not a Nick Saban.
He may not be.
He wants to win championships.
All
right. So the point you're making, let's go to break on this, because the point you're making is a fair one. Because he has one road win in the conference against a ranked opponent in his entire time at Ole Miss. And everyone's fighting over him.
Just got it.
Yeah, just got it. Just got it Saturday.
I'm gonna give you another one.
So
never won a power conference championship. Never been to the playoff as a head coach.
Now it's not.
He will be the highest paid coach in college football at the end of this.
Yeah, and it. All right, there you go. Call him the Trevor Lawrence of the SEC in the college football world. It is XL Primetime.
XL Primetime, driven by Big Number 1 Duval Ford, elite service for elite companies. A strong fence makes a good fence. A strong defense makes a good team.
They're the best defense in the league for a reason.
Each week, Superior Fence and Rail presents the Defensive Player of the Game. Go, Dennis, go! On 1010XL.
Frank Franzi here for Coyle Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Remember Morton Anderson missing a chip shot field goal that launched the Jags into the playoffs in '96? You know who doesn't miss? Coyle Fencing. Coyle has been the fencing leader in Northeast Florida since 1927. Heck, Coyle has been installing fences since before Emery Bellard installed the wishbone offense. If you need a new fence, I recommend calling Coyle Fence today at 904-356-4821 or visit CoyleJacks.com. Coyle Fencing, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
This right here, this is where it starts. With a little flame and a lot of love. When the air cools or the night falls, fire brings the warmth. But it's what we bring to the table that matters. Slow smoked barbecue. Stories that stretch long. Laughter that lingers. And moments that just feel full. That's why it's always Sunny's here.
When you want a fresh perspective, pull into Lauren's Lane. I'm Lauren Brooks, and I fuel up with the day's top sports takes. Powered by Mazda at the Avenues. Afternoons on Helmets and Heels, 2 to 4 on 1010XL.
My son had a meniscus surgery a couple of years ago, went smooth as silk, was playing tennis in 2 weeks. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Our son Eric's a Division I collegiate baseball pitcher who is having shoulder pain. We took him to Southeast Orthopedic Specialist and are confident that he's now on the road to recovery. This is Beth Anderson, and we love the care Eric receives at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
It's the fall savings event going on now at Renewal by Anderson. Upgrading your home has never been easier. Get 20% off replacement windows and patio doors. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. This offer expires October 31st. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Poker players, the World Poker Tour is back at Best Bet Jacksonville, October 30th to November 18th, and the guarantees are massive. Event 1 brings a $200,000 guarantee. Event 6 has a $300,000 guarantee, and the main event has an enormous $1 million guarantee. With 14 tournaments, your chances of winning big have never been better. Want in on the action? WPT satellites are already playing out. Don't get left out. Head to bestbetjacks.com for details. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Don't ghost your carpet this fall. Hicken here. Right now, you can get your entire home zero-resified from Jacksonville's Ultimate Carpet Cleaner and get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $139 plus a free haul for Halloween. Get it? There's something scarier than ghosts and goblins hiding in your home. It's in your air ducts. This month, take 50% off your air duct and dryer vent cleaning. Schedule your appointment at ZeroResJacksonville.com. Ask for the 1010XL special. Zero Res, spelled backwards or forwards, it spells the same. Zero Res.
Zero Res.
Hurricane season on the First Coast can leave you in the dark, so why not get a head start on storm season with a home generator system from American Electrical? They've sold and installed more generators in Jacksonville than any other company around, with scores of whole home generator installations throughout North Florida. That's right, American Electrical has been installing and repairing thousands of generators for over a decade in Duval. Keep your loved ones and property protected. Log on to American-Electrical.com and see how they can help you.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative, letting you know that Hardball now offers web stores, so your employees can order their own branded gear, and you have more time for Wordle. Check it out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Joe C. here. Want to win 3 free nights up in Nashville for the Titans game? Come stay where I'll be staying at the Omni Nashville, right in the heart of the action. Just text GAME to 641-1010 and you're in to win 3 nights. That's GAME to 641-1010.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. This update brought to you by Honda of the Avenues. The Jacksonville Jaguars are not going to trade receiver Brian Thomas Jr. despite the second-year player's struggles to start the season. Liam Cohen saying that they have no plans to move Brian Thomas and they have complete confidence in him. Right now, 77 degrees at 1 o'clock, time and 10. Brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the quarterback whisperer, Denny Thompson.
Okay, bring it in.
Brought to you by Tyson Sound and Security, security and automation experts, and George Moore Chevrolet.
1, 2, 3.
We got our quarterback whisperer hanging out with us, Denny Thompson. We welcome in on the Mocama Beer Company Monday, hanging out with XL Primetime. Big Sur, Matty, Joe C, RJ, man in the ship as JJ's got the day off. Denny, how you doing, bro?
Oh, I couldn't be any better, man.
Yeah? Fired up?
Dude, football is just so exciting right now.
It's crazy is what it is. I don't even know. Like, exciting, yeah, I will agree with you, but it's crazy as hell at the same time with what we were just talking about during the break, the whole idea that Brian Kelly gets bounced. So basically...
real quick, just remember, as we're talking about all of these crazy numbers we're about to talk about, we just spent an entire offseason talking about how they don't have enough money to pay players. So just continue.
And just and the addendum to that, Denny, is, and I repeated this to these guys, and you were probably part of the conversation at one point, $3 billion was committed to players in NIL. $3 billion just in this offseason alone, because they were all in that mad panic to beat the House committee ruling, whatever.
Yep.
So $3 billion,
which still isn't complete.
Yeah, it's still $3 billion committed to the players, and so
by the way, nobody knows what's going on, what's about to happen.
And
nobody has a clue.
Yeah, other than they eliminated one porter, there are no guardrails,
right,
at least right now. All right, so let's jump into the conversation that we just had, Matt, Leon, and I, that we're talking about. And you definitely wanted to get in. Lane Kiffin he has the privilege of being in a bidding war where he can basically ask and they have to acquiesce to everything he wants. He is in the ultimate driver's seat.
It's amazing. I mean, there's only been probably a handful of these. I think when Florida hired Urban, he could pretty much dictate. Remember, he was like the hot name. But yeah, I mean, this doesn't come around often. And what I was saying to you guys at the break was, when we talk about, hey, are you willing to pay this guy $12 million, $13 million? Right. And we're talking about $1 million increments here.
Right.
I think it's easy for fans to be like, oh, he's good, he's worth it. But on the other side of that, what's really going on behind the scenes is you're talking about $40 million, because you're talking about he's coming in and he's saying, I want to be paid this. I want my assistants to be paid this. Here's going to be all of our buyouts. Here's the staff I want. And I want another $25 million in the collective annually to pay players or whatever it is. And so whatever team puts the best package together on that, like now you're talking about a $40, $50, $60 million investment, assuming it works. If it doesn't work, then you're out another $100 million.
So, Denny, I posed this question before we went to break that. Maybe Lane Kiffin is not that obsessed with winning. He birthed this baby. He burped this baby. It's his baby, which is Ole Miss. Maybe he wants to stay there and ride it out and see if he can win a championship with it. Would you be surprised at all if he just stays open?
No, I mean, we're talking about, out of all the teams we're talking about, there's only one of them that's going to make the playoffs, and that's Ole Miss. Like, I mean, they may be in a championship game this year. I don't think they'll win the whole thing, but I would bet they could go to the semifinals.
Bro, do you see these boots, though? Okay, that's what I'm trying to get him. Let me give you the schedule that is remaining, okay?
Yeah, it's cake.
It is crazy easy.
Yeah. South Carolina, the Citadel, Florida, all of them at home, and then at Mississippi State.
Yeah.
They are in the playoff, unless just something
but
nuts
put it this
happens.
way. If you're like, what are the odds? I think Ole Miss is in the lead right now. That's number one, as far as where he goes next, where he coaches next year. And then number two, you get to 11-1. They still may not be in the SEC championship game, by the way, because if Texas A&M wins out and Alabama wins out, they're playing in the SEC championship.
That's not a bad thing.
No, I know it's not. But my point is, then you're sitting at 11-1. You think he's going to walk away from that?
Right.
Now, he will.
Now he could after, like, if they play a first round game. Say they play a first round game and they're playing like the 11 seed or the 12 seed, and something crazy happens and they lose. They get picked off. Then I think he'd think about leaving. Yeah.
The other thing, his model for winning at Ole Miss, I don't feel like recruiting has held him back, because I think he's obviously very good at the portal game.
He's portal pretty well.
He's great. But you don't. It's working.
Right,
It's
but,
working.
But
And-
there will be a time when it doesn't. Then you're chasing after that.
Well, I'll tell you this from like a receiver quarterback perspective. I think that Ole Miss offer right now holds as much weight as just about anybody.
Right.
When you get that offer, like that's somebody you're seriously considering about going, whether you live in Florida, Texas, California, Pennsylvania, wherever it is. I don't know that offer becomes that much more at Florida or LSU than it is at Ole Miss right now at those positions.
Right.
I'm not speaking for like D linemen and the big boys and all that, but those are the positions, the D line, the linebackers. That's where he's done such a good job in the portal.
Okay, so I'm the king of dumb questions, but I feel like whatever he has done there, he can do more of at a university that, again, we all argue about whether the money's going to always be there, but the recruiting bed that he would have in Louisiana or the state of Florida, along with his ability to work the transfer portal, the passion, the fans, all that kind of stuff. The Walter Nolans and all those guys that he got, he's going to be able to add that to a recruiting hotbed.
You would think so. I think my point in saying that is just he's done a better job than I think most people will give him credit for on making Ole Miss a place that people want to be.
Yes, he really
Yeah,
has.
and it's just different because like you get these guys and you'll see their Final Four and it's like Miami, Florida, Florida State, or Miami, Florida, Georgia, Ole Miss.
Right.
I want to be Ole Miss, right? Because I'm the little bit different one in that, right? And then all of a sudden you get into Florida and now it's Miami, Florida, Georgia. Like, okay, now we're all level playing ground. Now how do I win this kid? So I think there's a little bit of like a novelty and an attraction because it is so different out there than all the other places. Smaller stadium, smaller community. But, yeah, I mean, I think he's done a fascinating job to make that the place to be.
So then tell me, we all went over a couple of weeks ago why Billy ultimately got fired.
Yeah.
Tell me why Brian Kelly at LSU, besides the obvious why he got fired.
Yeah.
Shaboni.
I mean, you know, it's really interesting, and I think it comes down to – because in both of those situations you had players, you had Jimmys and Joes, right? I think it really comes down to just being able to do what your team is built to do and not what you demand them to do. To make just a little bit of adjustments that says, okay, this is the personnel that I have. This is going to move smooth. We're going to do well, instead of trying to, like, make it work with your system. Does that make sense? And I don't mean change a whole system. It's just little nuances. And it to me, both of those situations, it felt like they were running the exact same thing this time that they were running when it wasn't working 2 years ago. In both of those situations, they look the same. Now, the question is like, and it's a fair question, what happened to Garrett and DJ? Like, that's a fair question too, right? Were they put in bad situations or?
And he's talking Garrett Nussmeier, DJ Lagway.
DJ Lagway,
So,
and that's kind of my thing is I think he knows he made a mistake. Knows now he made a mistake in hiring Joe Sloan. But the problem is he's not a guy. He's a difficult guy to get along with, and there are OCs that don't want to work with him. So he took a guy that he knew that was his quarterback's coach that worked under Denbrock, and knew could deal with his personality. But at the end of the day, it wasn't the right guy. And then Billy was just stubborn. Just didn't want to give up play calls.
It's one thing to be stubborn when you are right.
Although I will say, he tried.
Yeah.
He tried hard, hired Charlie Weiss Jr. and it failed.
Yeah.
So he tried once.
Yeah.
But then after that, it was just, I'm going to go down with the ship. And guess what? He went down with the ship.
But see, like DJ looks very similar to what Anthony looked like. You know what I mean? Like the struggles.
Yes.
And so at some level, it's like, okay, is it the quarterback or is it the system? If everything's kind of looking the same with different people.
Well, it's so funny because, like I said, I'm having the conversation with Big Vic, my diehard LSU neighbor, and I said to him preseason, look what Brian Kelly did with Jaden Daniels from year 1 to year 2. He turned him into a Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah.
And then you expect or maybe anticipate Garrett Nussmeier is going to make the same move 1 year to next year. And I thought great things would happen to him. And obviously, not healthy, but it did not happen. Did not manifest itself.
He should have taken more control of that quarterback. That's what he should have done.
Yeah.
He has a
I thought
history
he had,
of developing
was-
quarterback. No,
yeah.
he gave it all to Sloan.
It's crazy. Yeah, it is crazy. All right, we'll keep it going on this conversation. Quarterback whisperer Denny Thompson hanging out with us. Mocama Beer Company Monday. You guys can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures at 641-1010. Is it as simple as a bidding war between LSU and Florida? We'll stay on that, but we got to get to Trevor and the bye week, what we can expect from the quarterback going forward.
XL Prime Time.
Driven by Duval Ford. We send our best agent in the field.
I want you to find GoldenEye, find who took it, what they plan to do with it, and stop it.
Hayes Carline takes you behind enemy lines.
Man, he's like a super spy.
Activated by Palo Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
You don't need to bet everything on a Hail Mary. Just find a ride in your budget. Because Southside Kia is now Kia on Atlantic. New name, new location, same great deals. And we have the perfect place during the Kia Fall Savings event, like a new Kia payment free for a full 90 days. Or take advantage of financing rates as low as 0%. It's always a touchdown when you shop the best deals in town. Kia on Atlantic, your coastal Kia connection.
For complete details, call 904-250-0587.
Your home deserves more than just another coat of paint. It deserves quality that lasts. At First Coast Paint, you'll find premium Benjamin Moore products, trusted advice, and the local experts who help you get it right the first time. Whether it's your living room, your porch, or your whole house, First Coast Paint brings your paint project to life. Stores in St. John's and St. Augustine. One name Jacksonville trusts. Mention 1010XL for 10% off. First Coast Paint. Simply superior paint.
Balancing books and the grind of daily practice is what it takes to be a scholar athlete. Wednesdays on The Frangie Show, kept healthy by
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists
and the Plumbers and Pipefitters Local Union 234
on 1010XL.
Guys, don't suffer through this season with prostate, bladder, or kidney issues. Ackerman Urology has 4 convenient locations with advanced urological care to improve your health and vitality. Visit AckermanUrology.com.
Rollovers, head-on collisions, hit and runs, you name it, we've litigated it.
And while insurance companies joke about the mayhem that occurs on roadways, we've seen the real effects. Lost lives, catastrophic injury, cars crushed like soda cans. And trust us, there's nothing funny about it.
If you've been in a crash, count on our experienced attorneys to seek full justice and all the money your case is worth.
For a fairer fight, you know who to call. Farah and Farah, Jacksonville.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jacksonville, are you ready? The college basketball season is tipping off soon with an epic in-state showdown. The defending national champion Florida Gators and the Miami Hurricanes go head-to-head in the Jacksonville Hoop Showdown. Be there Sunday, November 16th at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena and witness this in-state rivalry live. Secure your seats now at Ticketmaster.com. It's Florida versus Miami right here at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena, November 16th. Ticketmaster.com.
I know 2 brothers whose minds are always in the gutters.
Hi, I'm Tim.
And I'm Kevin.
We are the Good Brothers.
That's good with an E.
From Good Brothers Roofs and Gutters.
We install 6 and 7-inch seamless gutters, plus we repair and replace roofs, pool enclosures, and super gutters.
We are the Good Brothers, veteran-owned and local.
Visit goodbrothersroofsandgutters.com.
License number CCC 1334384.
Good Brothers Roofs and Gutters.
I love my propane company. They always answer when I call and give me great prices and fast service. Said no one ever.
Until now. Need propane for your home or business? Seabreeze Propane is bringing the propane as North Florida's new local propane provider. Visit SeabreezeLP.com.
Seabreeze Propane. We make propane cool, brother. Oh, yeah.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. I love Hello Smooth Med Spa, my go-to for skin health and beauty. Their biggest event of the year is November 19th, National Botox Day. Huge deals, local vendors, and it benefits Make-A-Wish. Don't miss it. Visit HelloSmooth.com for more details.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. This is XL Prime Time, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
All right, we definitely have to get to Trevor Lawrence a little bit more with our quarterback whisperer before the day is done, but it is worth pointing out that the hotty-toddy mafia, let's call it, from Duval, okay? Because there's a handful of them. This is, the Bledsoes and of course, the Catlins of the world. And Keith's probably listening right now. Billy is as well. Anyway, Billy was on the field wearing the GOAT, the player's hat, with his beautiful Tax Slayer Gator Bowl blazer on. One of the first to congratulate Lane Kiffin for picking off Oklahoma, and then the big embrace, trying to make sure he does not leave Oxford, Mississippi. And so they're working hard, man. They're working hard to make sure he doesn't escape.
Why wouldn't you?
What's crazy is there used to be a day where those coaches made so little that hug would have included like $100 handshake, and they'd have been, ecstatic.
Yeah.
How much this game has changed in 30 years is insane.
Yeah, it is classic. All right, so let's get to Trevor Lawrence. Easily, Denny had one of his worst performances against the LA Rams that we've seen. Honestly, just the lack of accuracy. Again, what is the total number of sacks, Leon, in the last two ball games? 14. Okay, the number of hits he had to absorb against Seattle. Obviously, the LA Rams got to him as well. What are you working on coming out of that into this bye week? Saying we got to work. We got to work.
Yeah, I mean, you're self-scouting first off, and I think that goes for both, like from a team perspective, from an offensive perspective, but maybe in Trevor's case, going back and looking at some of those throws mechanically, it's still fresh in his mind, so he can still understand what he was thinking in those throws, like, just some little things like that. But I think coming off of a game like that, a bye week, a lot of times is really, really good because it lets you go back and go, one, am I feeling the pressure that I think I'm feeling?
Right.
Right. And if I am, then we got to change some blocking schemes. If I'm not, then I got to hold in there a little bit more. I think it is. I think the pressure is real. I don't think he's holding the ball too long. I don't think it's anything like that. But then also, as importantly, like, okay, where in the field do I feel comfortable with each of these receivers? Right? So if I'm going to have to get rid of the ball quickly in the second half of the season, who do I know that I can go to that's going to, one, catch the ball, and two, be where he's supposed to be? And you got to get that stuff worked out now.
Well, that guy's on IR right now.
Yeah, 1 and 2 has been a bit of a problem.
Brent Stranger's on IR right now.
Yeah, I mean,
the other ones are.
I didn't say you had it figured out. I just.
What do you?
I mean, 14 sacks.
That's a lot,
crazy.
Bro.
I didn't know that. I didn't.
14 sacks, Leon.
Yeah,
in 2 games.
It was pitiful. I watched.
It'll get to you.
I can't unsee what I saw. Yeah. I mean, you're right. Trevor has to work on the mechanics. He's got to get back to basics, the fundamentals, that kind of stuff. But he's got to have those conversations with those people that you just mentioned, the wide receivers, the offensive line. I mean, because down the stretch going into the bye, I mean, they were just god awful. But but you can reflect on the first 5 games where they were a pretty good team as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think you go into a bye with all these questions and all these need to fixes. Mm-hmm. I think you're a lot more motivated to do that when you're 4-3, right? Because you're right in the thick of this thing.
Yeah.
And so it's like you're not going in like you're 2-6 or whatever it's been in the past. You're going in there with a chance at this thing, right? So yeah, I mean, I think they should come out with some confidence. Everybody knows I love Trevor. I think he's going to be what this city drafted in the long term, but it definitely needs to be much, much better than what it is now. I know that's the obvious saying, but I think he still turns it around, man. I think Liam's a good enough coach. I think they do have the weapons. I think they find a way to do this. They got scouted the first 5 games. The defenses came up with some plans, and now it's time to make your adjustments. And what does that look like? And I think they can pull it off.
And they played 2 teams that could be in the Super Bowl.
Very well coached, too. Yeah. Very well coached teams.
One of them's going to win. Well, yeah, one of them's going to win the NFC West.
Yeah.
You would think.
Well, you better figure it out
win the
because
NFC.
the blueprint was just laid, and everybody's going to copy it until you figure out you can beat it.
Right. Okay, so I know you've been working a bunch, and it's not like you're going to sit there and drill down on Trevor all the time, but it occurs to me when you get sacked that many times and your accuracy is off, is he reverting back to some old footwork?
Well, there's so much that goes into that. Like, you can be banged up.
Yeah.
Which requires you to have bad mechanics or different mechanics because your body's not capable of doing what it should be doing. And that's the thing that most people will miss in that situation. I'm not saying that happened to him.
Right.
I'm just giving you some situations. or you can feel like you've got that pressure, and so that changes your stride length, and that changes your drop tempo, and that just kind of changes where you've got to put your eyes. I don't think it's anything that just automatically popped up. There's a reason why it popped up. So let's just get it fixed and keep it moving.
Yeah, I think people would all agree the drops are real, but his completion percentage is real too. He's 33rd.
Yeah.
In the national. How do you?
Yeah, it's not. It's not good.
That's lower than last.
Yeah. That's whale poop.
I mean, that's lower than last.
That's whale
kind of the way to
level,
put
bro.
it.
That is.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah.
Can BTJ be fixed? And I think he can. I mean, right now, I say he had night terrors because he's been dropping the ball so much. I mean, I'm being honest, but I also saw I've been in a situation where Jimmy Smith wasn't Jimmy Smith until he became Jimmy Smith.
Right.
If that makes any sense. I saw him emerge after the bye, just terrorizing defenses and become the staple name that he is today. So I'm not saying that BTJ is going to do anything like that, but I'm just saying that I'm not giving up on the kid, and I just want to see if he can turn this thing around in the body.
Yeah, I mean, from what he showed you just last year, like, you can't give up on him. You absolutely can't give up on him. You can't. He can't cost you games either, but you got to stay. You got to stay with him. This is obviously some mental thing that he's dealing with, right? This isn't. He didn't all of a sudden just learn to suck, right? That's not what this is. He's obviously dealing with something. Hopefully, he's getting whatever he needs to deal with that, and then eventually he pops out of it and is the receiver we all thought he was. Because it's not a matter of him getting open. He's dropping balls and he's got alligator arms. Like, this isn't the first time it's happened, but there's been a lot of careers ended with that. There's been a lot of careers that can't overcome that.
Yeah.
But there's also been more people than not that overcome it and keep it going.
And I'm not saying you can get over the hump once and never look back, because you may, like we said, the play against who were we talking about earlier? Play against Houston.
The play against the Texans, he was bobbling that thing as he was running. Man.
But still, he made
and then
the
play against the Chiefs, the long throw, he bobbled that too.
Listen, Matt, man, when you have that stressor in your body of, and I'm not saying I don't think he said this, so I don't want to put this in, but we're all assuming that he took a hit that just made him reevaluate things, right?
Right.
When you have that stressor, everything tightens up, man, and those hands aren't as soft, and you don't reach quite as far because your hands you're so tight and stressed. I think it's all kind of together here.
And he wasn't the only one against L.A. Diami, same thing. He went up with one hand. He didn't even,
a couple times this year he's gone up with one hand.
Yeah, you can't do that. And so we have seen spectacular catches across the board. We were mentioning this earlier, Denny. These guys are athletic, acrobatic, badasses. Okay, and they are willing to sacrifice their body and do whatever it takes to make plays. We got to get BTJ back to that.
Well, but when he does stuff like that, it's almost a disservice to his teammates, because offensive linemen can't afford to do that.
No question.
Trevor can't afford to when he gets hit. I mean, running backs can't afford to tip in the holes. So what he's doing is. I mean, it's a slap in the face to his teammates, because there's a lot of his teammates that are going out there being fearless, and he's not. Yeah. So that's a disservice to the guys who are doing that. He isn't. If
he had not shown them and us what he showed us last year, like, I don't even know if he'd be on the field. But he was Pro Bowl caliber receiver last year.
Right, if he was just a rookie going through this, he wouldn't be on the field.
Yeah. If he would have been a 30 catch guy last year. I don't think even then I think it'd be like this guy's. But he showed you what he can be, and you don't want to let that go.
No, you need to try and bake it back out of him. Do something to reignite the engines. The other part of it was, we missed you last week, but they came out of the Rams game with another boatload of penalties, and I think 65 flags. They're averaging just a sick number of penalty yards per game, approaching 100. It's crazy. So what does Liam and the staff, in your mind, do this week?
God, that's got to be so frustrating.
Yeah, because
I don't even know the answer.
They share in this.
I know, Leon, you're probably better equipped with this. I don't even know the answer. These are grown men.
Yeah.
Like, these are professional football players.
He always puts it on the players.
Yeah,
the coaches has got to.
From a coach's perspective, like, I don't. Well, if you're teaching the right technique, then beyond that, like, it's on the player.
Yeah, it is. And I just remember what our offensive coordinators used to do when we jumped off. So he would embarrass us. He would show the film, and he would show the reel, and what it cost us down in distance, and he'll call your name out. Cersei, this false, which I ain't do much of, by the way. But you know what I'm saying. But I'm saying coordinators would do that. I mean, the head coach wouldn't do it. I know we were talking about Liam, but coordinators would call guys out because if it's costing you ball games, then you've got to check them.
Yeah. Yep.
And then I think the only thing that makes players change their mind or do their habits is they got to be embarrassed in front of other players.
Yep. Well, and the false starts are interesting too because now we're in an era where this is the first time any of these people are saying or hearing cadences in most cases. All they've done for the last 8 years is clap.
Yeah. Yeah. That's, I mean, in some cases, the youngsters, you're right about that. I heard something last night. I didn't even 100% catch it, but they said that Aaron Rodgers has more variations of his cadence and count as he barks it out to constantly catch defenses off guard. Well, this team's getting caught off guard by the
Yeah. Well, Leon, you've been on offensive lines like that, though, or haven't you, where you just really can't go deep into the count because somebody's going to jump, and then there's some offensive lines that together just get it.
Yeah, I mean, when we go on 3, that's tough. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, for real. First sound is good. Because you're all revved up and ready to come off the ball, but you notice that the defensive front is kind of antsy coming off the ball. So Mark would come in and say, "Okay, on 3, on 3." I'm like, damn. Because it's said. And then you go into that.
You don't know when that third hut's
coming.
You
don't know when that third hut is coming.
Because the delay could be anywhere.
Yes, it's a delay, yes.
And then now sometimes they don't even know the snap count until the cadence starts. There's like a code word in the cadence that's going to tell you the snap count. Yeah.
Wow.
So like Omaha was like the next sound is going to be the snap count or whatever it is. So now as an offensive lineman, you're trying to figure out the front. You're listening to what the snap count is and you're executing it. Like, it's a lot.
Yeah, because we would have a play. It would be a check with me. All right. So if he comes to the line of scrimmage, he says easy, check with me. So check with me is a whole nother cadence.
Yeah.
So if it was on first sound with the play, but then if he says easy, check with me, now it's on 2.
Right.
So now you went from ready to come off the ball on first sound to easy. Like, oh.
And you got to listen. Yeah, you got to listen to the easy because it's still a first sound.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So from the Trevor side of this, and like I said, we're drilling down, but they have to be doing the same thing. They got to be drilling down on whatever it is that's not working. We got to fix it. He's now no wristband. He's got to hear the play. He's got to recite the play. Got to have 2 plays when he walks to the line of scrimmage. Got to read and recognize. Trying to get all these guys lined up. You got Travis Hunter offsides on a touchdown, all this kind of stuff. Anyway, is it overload?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I think Trevor's got a high capacity, man. I don't think that's an issue for Trevor. I just think, I think Trevor's more of like a. I would like to see them mess with the tempo a little bit. I think Trevor's a little bit more of a tempo rhythm, like let's go.
Yeah, I would agree.
I'd like to see him up and run too. Yeah. I'd like to go a little up tempo.
Yeah,
but you do agree. At some point, the accuracy's got to improve.
Yeah, but again, I think that's like and I'm not saying it's right. Like he should, especially for.
So
I hate to be this guy, but for what he's making, he should be able to throw any ball on the planet. Right. I don't. But at times it's like, come on, guys, like let's go. Especially as much as they like to run the ball, man. You know, people think up tempo and they think throwing, but that's not true, man. If you get up tempo and you can run the ball, a la Oregon forever and Gus at Auburn, like that defense is gassed.
Yeah, those throws are much easier.
So
let me say this real quick, Joe. And I was saying this, and I want to get your thoughts on this. The more drops they have, the more he feels like he's got to make a perfect throw, right?
Yes.
And that also is a problem with accuracy, right?
Well, yeah.
Right, I know, Joe, but you can't make a perfect throw every time.
There's also another layer to that. I'm sorry to get so deep on this, but y'all say something that makes me think of it. It's also like when you look at the drops, what I look at is how does the ball hit their hands? Like, if a ball's flying at you, because you got to think as a receiver, you're coming out of a cut and that ball's there.
Right.
It happens very quick.
Yeah.
So if that ball's flying at you eye level, and then at the very end it drops, dude, that's hard. And Trevor will get some of those. Where it's like you see it, it's going, and then it just kind of drops at the end. Those are hard balls to catch.
Now, why do those balls do that? That's the question.
Well, I could get super mechanical.
Go ahead.
On that, but it's just like it's. it's sequence, and it's just kind of arm strength, getting through the throw, pulling your hips through, stuff like that.
His should carry a little more air up here and then come down.
Or like if it's, what we teach is like you almost want the ball almost kind of rising. It's the easier ball to catch, like instead of dropping. You want a straight ball, but that's hard.
Are you trying to say on his chest?
No. I actually want it face mask right here. But do watch for that, because a lot of times, like, those balls can move, and we put those drops on receivers.
Like he's ripping it now, and it's just kind of lost its eyes. Real quick, as we say goodbye to you, this is what Bo Nix has done over the past 2 weeks. 74.7 adjusted completion rate. 574 total yards over the past 2 weeks. 8 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Dude's a dog, man.
So
good player.
He's got 8 tugs over the last 2 games.
Yeah.
And Nick Trevor has 9 the entire season.
Yeah. So there we go. All right, Denny. Thank you, buddy. Denny Thompson, the quarterback whisperer. Out the door. It's XL Prime Time on the Mocama Beer Company Monday.
XL Prime Time, driven by Duval Ford. The great thing about live sports, you never know what's going to happen.
Oh, how did he pull that off?
Get the most live play-by-play on 1010XL.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental, with light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
Hey, it's Frank Frangie. Business owners, listen up. If your plumbing or AC company keeps giving you the runaround, it's time to cut them loose. Call my friends at Duck Duck Rooter. They already partner with some of the biggest commercial operations in Northeast Florida, like the Jaguars and station operations. Their office team makes invoicing a breeze, and their field techs, top-notch pros. Make the switch today. Duck Duck Rooter, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Call 904-862-6769. 904-862-6769. Tell them Frank sent you.
It's your boy, Big Sirs, all-pro lineman and lemon pepper guy. Nothing screams game day quite like Wingstop. But get this, every Saturday and Sunday this football season, score big with Wingstop's special deal. Order a 100-wing pack online at wingstop.com or Wingstop app using promo code JAX20 and get $20 off. That's right, carry out or delivery. It's your call. Use online promo code JAX20 for $20 off a 100-piece wing pack. Fire up your game day. Order this weekend with Wingstop.
Been in a car crash? I'm local attorney Rick Alexander, and I've made it our mission at the Alexander Law Practice to listen to you so I can fight for the best possible result for you. I've been practicing over 30 years, and our team focuses on guiding you through the entire process. And because fees and reimbursement costs come out at the end of the case, I will never ask you to come out of pocket. For a free review, call 904-400-6600 or log on to alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist is now offering ortho walk-in appointments. If you have an immediate need for orthopedic care, contact Southeast Orthopedic Specialist immediately. Avoid ERs and urgent care waiting rooms. For more information, go to se-ortho.com.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hey, Hicken here. This episode brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right gets you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this football season. Simple to play. You pick more or less on at least 2 player stats. If you get your picks right, you cash in. On Prize Picks, how you play is up to you. You want flexibility? Choose Flex Play, where you can get paid even if one of your picks misses. And if you want the biggest payouts, go for the Power Play. No matter your play, Prize Picks is a great way to put your takes to the test. Prize Picks also offers injury reboots. When your player leaves the game in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks doesn't count it as a loss. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code 1010XL. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That is code 1010XL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, man. It's good to be right.
Instant Key. You don't have to go
XLP saves the day if you have lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call 722-1111.
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
All right, my takeaway is that vacation time is over. Jaguars back to the business of ball. All right, got the LA Raiders coming in. Got to go across the country. Beat a very bad Raiders team, but you got to come back 5-3 if you want to. If I want to talk playoffs, you got to stay in the hunt. You got to play your best ball in November. You got to figure out a way to win that game. Don't come back here 4-4. We're not going to let you back at Duval with a 4-4 record. I'll tell you that right now. 5-3, baby. Get this train moving.
Talk playoffs. I mean, if you
5-3, bro.
If you don't want what I'm saying is I think it's even more base level than that. I think it's if you want to prove that you've got away from that funk, that you're different than what they've been in the past, you got to win that game.
It really is more than anything else showing that there is that culture change that I think all Duval's been begging for, and that the funk is gone, is that self-pride, that basic, you ask yourself the question, what am I doing individually to make the whole better, and am I willing to put the work in? And then the coaching part of this as well. Come in here and let's be better at what we're doing, because they're either stuffing too much in their head or they're not doing some of the things that they need to be doing. I do agree. It's a player's responsibility to make the play, but both of these have got to come together.
I agree. We need another 4-1 run.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
That'd be nice.
I mean, for real. I mean, my mama used to always tell me. I always go back to my mama when I used to clean my room, and she come back and she tell me to go back in and clean it, and she'd say, "Listen, I seen you do it once. Now that you do it once, I want to see it every day. You showed us 4-1, right?
Yeah.
You showed it to us. You showed us that you're capable of doing that. So why not do it again?
All right. So the next three games: Raiders, winnable. Texans, there.
That'll be tough.
And then the Chargers here.
That'll be tough. Yeah.
Got to get it
but
done.
put your big boy pants on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
RJ stopped the music. I didn't give him my takeaway.
All right. Go.
My takeaway is, and I'm just as much to blame as anybody. Maybe even near the front of the pack. I mean, we got to stop making excuses for him, man. Like, I talk about the drops and how does that affect the way he throws, and we talk about the sacks, and we talk about, he hasn't had the elite guys that other people. Just throw the ball. Put it on the receiver. Put it on the receiver, and more times than not, hopefully, in this hope world that I hate, hopefully you get a completion.
Yeah.
Put it on him.
Yeah, and accuracy is, I always use the AAA as far as my quarterback equation, what you wish for, want for, hope for, dream for, all that stuff, is that you want accuracy, arm strength, and aptitude, okay? You got to have the ability to read and recognize, make quick decisions, get the ball out. And we just mentioned what Bo Nix has done. Look at what Drake May is doing. Then he got up and he looked up and saw, look at what Drake May is doing up there. Look at what Mike Vrabel is doing up there. And that was, it looked like a pitiful situation just as much up in New England as it was down here when they bounced Jared Mayo and, of course, what was left over from the Belichick regime. Look at what we just mentioned about Bo Nix. Look at what Danny Dimes is doing. You can say, hey, there's been bad around him, but at some point you say, it's part of the collective. I'm part of the bad, too. What do you always say, Leon?
Yeah, you're part of the bad.
Yeah. I got news for you. This is going to shock people.
Yeah.
But before he got hurt and didn't play yesterday, look what Bryce Young has done since game one. Look how much he's improved.
Yeah. Now, and by the way, they missed the hell out of him yesterday.
Yes. But my point is, it's all over the league.
Okay, I'm going to steal Morgan Wallen's line here, okay? I'm the problem, but you might be the reason, okay? Okay? And so that honestly is where we are right now. And they got to it's like one of our texters. You guys join us 641-1010 on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. And again, we all have said it. You don't necessarily always need to go to the money, but hey, for $55 million, you should be able to make the perfect throw or kind of perfect more times than Trevor does.
How about 66% of the time? How about that?
Yeah, that's it. That's 2 out of 3. Okay, we're going to let you every third time. That's a pass. but you can't be at 33rd in completion percentage, below 56%, whatever it is right now. And then, like we just said, some of the work that these other guys are doing that haven't been in the league very long.
Yeah, when you get the bag, you can't be average, bro. And let's not leave Hines Allen out of this conversation. It's
the truth.
Yeah. All right, he has 1 sack. His state roll 170. And we're going to talk about 275.
Yeah.
You know, you can't exclude him. How about get a couple of sacks here and there, all right? Just give me a 1 sack game and then improve upon that. Give me a 2 sack.
Yeah.
Just give me something.
Like last night, and they talked about this coming out of this was at least 2 weeks ago. And Micah Parsons was doing some podcast, and he was talking about how the refs don't help defensive edge rushers. They help the offense and all this kind of stuff.
Come on.
Anyway.
Just what D tackles would say.
And so Micah ends up making enough plays last week to help him win the game. And then last night, he's responsible for, I want to say, the 4 pressures he had were 2 sacks, and it might have been 2 picks. So that's the thing you're talking about from JHA.
Yes, a disruptor.
Yeah.
Make an impact. I mean, the pressures lead to turnovers.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what we need.
Right.
Let me just say this to you, okay? Since he got that huge contract, Josh Hines Allen, he's played 24 games, okay? 8.5 sacks.
Yeah, it's not good enough.
That's not good enough.
And look, I defended him. Said
that's a sack every 3 games.
If the cheap trick defensive coordinator Rick Nielsen was having him put on weight, or Trent Baalke was, whoever it was, he dropped it. He said he got back to playing weight. He was playing pretty damn good in the beginning of this season. Produce. That's what it's all about.
I mean, you had 8 sacks and you were fat.
Right. It
you
is
got half now.
Yeah, it's production business.
Yeah, we got bookends that are one sack and half a sack. Yeah. Those are bookends. We have to relabel them. They can't be bookends, bro.
Although Trayvon's got a little excuse. He's got that.
I've seen people play with clubs before.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll at least cut him some slack because of the club.
I ain't getting cut.
He's trying. At least he's trying to get out there and play, man.
Yeah, it's our mule bet.
Still should have taken Hutch, but that's another story for another day. But
because I think
that's long
anyone who wants to be the staunch defender should at some point relent and say, hey, I was about Aiden Hutchinson versus Trayvon.
You think Baalke would ever do that?
Yeah. No. But thankfully, he's not around to even ask. Exactly. Okay?
You think when he's old and gray and just hanging out, and someone asks him, did you blow that pick? Do you think he'd admit it?
Hey, gather around, man. Listen, been thinking about it and probably shouldn't have done it. I think I was probably trying to visualize what a guy was going to be instead of, I don't know, actually looking at this other guy who's doing it right
actually
now.
Watching his tape. They all say your tape is your resume. Well, there it is.
What the hell was I thinking? It's XL Prime Time.
XL Prime Time, driven by Duval Ford Mobile Service. Game-ready service right to your driveway.
Expert Automotive on St. John's Bluff Road has some of the highest Google reviews in Jax for a reason. Expert Auto never sells greed, only what you need. All makes and models are serviced at Expert Automotive. This month, get an alignment inspection for only $19.99. Expert Auto does major engine and transmission repair and simple maintenance. All services done at Expert Auto by our ASC certified training technicians. Call today, 374-3373, and ask about $50 off any service. Expert Automotive. We never sell greed, only what you need.
My dad, Randy Marion, has been in business for 35 years.
35 years of taking great care of your customers.
And our community. It has also been 35 years that my dad has been the king of price.
Yep.
So now's the time to fall into savings and drive in style in a brand new Cadillac.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, drive the all-new electric Optique, Lyric, and Vistique. They're all in stock and ready to drive today.
Come see us today at Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard in Jacksonville.
And don't forget,
tell them Jennifer sent you.
Plus tax type title $9.99 admin fee and resistol on approved credit.
Post-game Monday on 1010XL is served by Tandy Foods, making quality fresh sandwiches since 1956.
The holidays are here, full of joy, family, friends, and yes, a little hustle and bustle. That's why you need Aleve. Between cooking, shopping, and all those extra errands, aches and pains can sneak in. Aleve is here to help with long-lasting body pain relief. Don't let body pain slow you down. With up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose, you can keep up with the season's magic and all that awaits. Pick up Aleve and get back to what really matters, making memories. Use as directed.
Northeast Florida Auto, Power Sports, and RV dealers. Tom McMahon is here for Dealer Connect. The nation's #1 AI conference for dealers is coming to Jacksonville October 29th and 30th at the Marriott Sawgrass in Ponte Vedra Beach. It's 2 days of tackling the future of AI in automotive with some of the industry's biggest names. Keynote speaker, Hall of Famer Joe Theismann will autograph items to benefit the Tom Coughlin J Fund. Get tickets now at DealerConnect2025.com. That's DealerConnect2025.com.
It's time for the Plumbing 411 from Superior Plumbing and Pipeline. It's not just annoying when your toilet keeps running long after you flush, it's also costly because it could waste hundreds of gallons of water a day. A running toilet's often caused by worn-out flappers, corroded valves, or a faulty float. Superior Plumbing and Pipelining will fix the problem fast, which can help lower your water bill. Stop the running and start saving today. Make the superior choice when your toilet won't stop running, and learn more at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
There are 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and if you stay in your home long enough, a new roof. Pick it here for our friends at Lockhart Roofing. Nobody better in Jacksonville. How do I know? They are a local certified Master Elite contractor, and that means they have a GAF Master Elite warranty. That's the best in the roofing industry. In this day and age, don't settle for cheaper discount roofers. Lockhart Roofing has been here for decades. They aren't going anywhere. Call my friends at Lockhart Roofing, 994-3851. That's 994-3851. Lockhart Roofing, Jacksonville's best for Jacksonville people.
Your favorite band live, first chord hits. That's a thrill. But for the accident attorneys at Farah and Farah, what thrill beats them all?
It's the thrill of the win. I've been there when the worry is real, when the bills pile up, when the pain doesn't quit, and getting the call that says, "We came through for you." That's huge. It's about seeing that weight lift, helping folks walk out better than when they walked in. Yeah, we're built for that.
Call Farah and Farah, Jacksonville.
This is Lieutenant Colonel Alan West. I'm honored to join Operation New Uniform as the guest speaker for their 70th graduation. This milestone event is more than a ceremony. It's a testament to faith, perseverance, and purpose. Operation New Uniform helps service members and veterans find purpose, confidence, and success after service. Join us as we honor these remarkable graduates and the mission that empowers heroes to find their next calling. Register today at onuvets.org. That's onuvets.org.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. This is XL Prime Time, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
Well, we are close to solving all the sporting problems in our world.
We'll get there eventually. There's no doubt about that.
I hope. I feel like it's a never-ending list because as soon as you think you've got the code cracked on one of them, then another one's going to pop up.
Then Texas A&M scores 35 points in the second half, and another one pops up.
Yeah. By the way, Scott Woodward, give me the timeline. AD.
First off, he hired Jimbo Fisher, and he hired
AD at LSU.
And he hired Brian Kelly.
Okay, AD at LSU tries to get Jimbo there. Jimbo tries to hold FSU hostage. He says no, doesn't happen. And
Jimbo
then,
got a raise from FSU out of that.
Yeah, and then Woodward goes to A&M and then hires him there. Then he gets a raise out of it, the guaranteed contract.
First off, he signed 10 years, $70 million. That was Woodward. Ross Bjork gave him the extension up to 90. Okay.
And
so that's not on Woodward.
That was when Woodward went back to LSU and was trying to get him there. It's nuts.
Ross did that after they went 9-1 in the COVID season. Remember that?
Yeah, and it's just crazy when you think about it. Matter of fact, speaking of his money, let's make this the 10-10 take.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 tape. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pit masters since '68.
Oh, delicious barbecue. They smoke it slow and make sure it's served fast. It's good with all those sides waiting for you. Just drop by any one of your area Sonny's and pick up some delicious barbecue. So I want you guys to think about this, including the Scott Woodward effect. 3 of the 4 power conferences have already dropped the hammer on big names and big-time coaching jobs. James Franklin, you're out of here. Billy, be gone. Bayou, hey, it ain't built for you, Brian. you're out of here as well. And you think about Mike Gundy at Oklahoma State. These are some big jobs where guys have lost to the tune of, right now, $170 million. Nearly $170 million in buyouts that these schools have committed to tell people to kick rocks and hit the road. $170 million. It's insane, and we're not done because you've got Hugh Freeze maybe just holding them off, fending them off with his win against Archie over the weekend, and maybe a couple of others as well. It is nuts. That's the 10-10 take. That is a lot of money for someone not to be there.
A lot of cheddar, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if Florida State's got Wake,
it may be
his homecoming.
It may be them too,
That's,
and then we'd
that's
be
a pretty good Wake team.
We'd be
really
over
good Wake coach.
We'd be over $220 million. Wow, approaching $250 million if you balance a Freeze, a Norvell, whomever else that
You
they
could do.
that
Let me
they
tell you
may
something.
decide to do.
Florida State, LSU could do a lot worse than Jake Dickert too, the Wake coach. He's a really good coach.
Listen, Jake Dickert, I sat down with him at the ACC kickoff. Loved the heck out of the conversation with him. He's a pretty talented head coach that went up there to Wake Forest, and it is already turning some heads. That's for sure. What was that score that they had? Total points in the game that they just played against SMU. It was
impressive, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he's a good one. He's a good one. Speaking of a good one.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, Taylor Dahl joins us now. Helmets and Heels getting ready to roll. And Matt said it earlier. Speaking of a good one, you were just walking down the hall.
She had a little pep in her
like you were
step.
running a parade or something, getting Brian
That's
Kelly
so
fired.
good. That's so good. I have been enjoying this downfall so much with I just don't like him as a human, so that human element part of it.
Probably
yeah.
not alone there.
Yeah, Coach Campo was on I wrote something sarcastic on Facebook, and Coach Campo was in those comments immediately agreeing with me. So, it's funny to me, and that's what I also think it's hilarious because I remember in the beginning of all of this when he left and he was like, I can't recruit to Notre Dame. It's impossible. I need to go to LSU because it's so much easier and blah, blah, blah. And then LSU fans were giving Notre Dame fans a hard time because they were like, haha, you just lost Brian Kelly. And then now they're having a rough time right now.
And a guy that they may have targeted, Marcus Freeman.
Yeah.
He's recruiting pretty well there.
Yeah, and that's what's obviously that part of it's fun. I mean, he's 38-12 at Notre Dame, and 32 of those 38 wins are by double digits. He beat 7 ranked teams last year, which is more than Brian Kelly won in his entire time at Notre Dame. So, yeah.
He's impressive, and he will be on many people's watch list. That's for sure. What's coming up?
Yeah, so we will obviously get into that. We have some fun stuff when it comes to the college football world in general and some of these hirings. Does that change the Florida landscape of being the top school? We'll get into some of that. Well, obviously, we are heading to Vegas on Wednesday, so getting ready for that trip. We'll get into the Jags Raiders. Tommy was off last week on vacation for the majority of the week, so we'll get his thoughts on some of the BTJ stuff, the Diana Rossini stuff we saw this weekend. So we got a lot today.
All right, that sounds good. Yeah, they're off to Circa coming up soon. Thank you, Taylor.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Helmets and Heels coming up next, and we are done. So we'll find out.
Did you see what Diana Rossini said about Sark, that he was interested in the NFL
He was
jobs?
interested in the Titans.
And then Jimmy Sexton had his CAA, tweet out or post out on X. No, nothing could be further from the truth.
Yeah, but I love it. When it's out there, it's just out there.
It's just the whiff.
In the ether.
It's just the whiff, man.
All right, we appreciate all of y'all for hanging out with us. You miss any of XL Primetime, just go back. You can find it on YouTube. You can listen to some of the strong stuff that we had as far as the conversation with LSU, Florida, and, of course, your Jacksonville Jaguars. We are done thanks to the Mocama Beer Company. Find them up there in Fernandina on South 8th Street, just as you're heading into the historic area. And then find them on the shelves, Mocama Beer, Target, Publix, ABC, Total, wherever you're checking it out. We're done. Big Surge, Maddie, Joe C., RJ, good job.